topic that's been sort of in the news for years, actually, is competition, especially in sports, and exactly who should be allowed to compete against whom. So already we've got, women and men's sports generally separated. Yeah. With the idea that men have more muscle mass and stuff like that, and therefore they can do some other things that women can't. Uh-huh. And so, of course, the issue has come up more lightly in when trans athletes want to compete with their chosen gender. Uh-huh. And then a lot of folks find that really unfair to the other folks that were born with that gender. Okay. And kind of made me wonder what are your thoughts on that? Oh, okay. Should we maybe start with a definition of the word competition? Yes, in fact, let me think. I've memorized from Wikipedia. Competition is a rivalry where two or more parties strive for a common goal which cannot be shared, where one's gain is the other's loss. Okay. Yeah, that's what I remember. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so competition, there you go. Yeah, so I think one of the questions is there a moral component to any of this? Well, I suppose fairness has a certain morality, that we want to keep things fair, right? Yeah, but how do we determine fairness? Well, so far we just say whatever you have between your legs is going to determine whether you get to compete or not with this group or that group. Oh, yeah. So, are there other factors that would determine how well one might be able to do a certain sport? Well, yeah, like genetics, massively. Just what you're born with in general, how smart you are about things, how well coordinated you are. I mean, these are all genetic factors generally, plus nurture, and then, how tall do you get? What kind of muscles do you have? All these kind of things. Okay, so it's not that it's really just a representation of how hard did you work. It's a measure of how hard did you work and what kind of a body were you born into and how much did your body not get screwed up by time already. Okay, yeah, I can sort of see that. Yeah, so really, it's not really fair in the first place. It's just saying, okay, we're going to make a cutoff because what you have between your legs, that looks the same as this other one, so you're in the same group. But genetically, privilege-wise, all these other reasons, we're going to ignore those. Yeah. And then if somebody uses like performance-enhancing drugs, then we're going to have a problem with that as well, right? Yeah, the doping. There's a word. They test for this all the time, so yeah. Okay, and does that not alter the person's ability? Exactly. That's what it does. Just like the person has different ability based on how they were born. Yeah. Yeah, and that's kind of the issue. This stuff isn't fair in the first place. If you're 5 feet tall, you don't get to compete in basketball. End of story. You can work as hard as you want. It's not going to really happen. Okay, I mean, there's some exceptions, but pretty much none. Huh. So you're trying to say that this idea of fairness isn't actually there in the first place? That's kind of what I'm wondering about. And so then the question becomes, well, what kind of fairness are we really trying to achieve? And are we trying to keep trans people out of certain sports? Well, why? Well, so we might need to rethink what's fair in the first place? That's kind of what I'm wondering. Interesting. Bye.